Passengers, please stop doing these annoying things. Alright, so I previously did a video discussing the reasons I will rate a passenger 1 star, and those reasons were when passengers are late for pickups, if they're giving directions, if they're playing like a loud video or they're having a loud phone conversation, if they're eating in my car and they leave a mess, also just general disrespect if they don't say thank you at the end of the ride. So those are definitely annoying things, but I wanted to create a little bit more nuanced list. I won't always rate passengers 1 star for these reasons, but these are really annoying things. Alright, so number 1, when passengers make me wait on the curb in a particularly busy area, and this parlays into one of my reasons that I had in my 1 star video where passengers make me wait in general. Personally, I want passengers to always be on the curb when I arrive, but waiting at a home address, a residential address for a couple minutes, while it is annoying, it's not a terrible thing. But if you live in a busy downtown area where there's a lot of traffic and I have no place to park and I have to just sit there with my 4-ways on for many minutes, it's really annoying. I know that if I personally lived in a downtown area, I would have situational awareness for the driver. I would know that when that driver arrives, there might not be parking for them, it might be really busy, I would want to be on the curb right away. I would get anxiety making the driver wait. I would feel bad for the driver. But some riders just don't care. They'll live on like the 10th floor of an apartment building, they'll make the request from their apartment, and then sometimes they'll go to the elevator and the elevator won't be working and they'll need to walk down. They'll give me that excuse. There's just no situational awareness from riders for drivers sometimes. It's really annoying. It would just be appreciated if these riders that live downtown would not request the ride until they're down in the lobby and then be on the curb when drivers arrive. And I personally think that both the Uber and Lyft driver apps could be more urgent with the riders, could tell them, yes, you live in a congested area, it might be a good idea to be on the curb when your driver arrives. Maybe even reducing the wait time before cancellation for riders that live in these congested areas. The driver apps shouldn't have to do this, passengers should be aware, but this would be appreciated. Alright, number 2, riders that don't know that the address that pinged in the app is not their actual address. When I arrive at the pickup location, I try to look at the actual address and be at that address, the number that's in the app. And both driver apps do have trackers for the actual location of riders, so there will be times where I see the actual location of the rider is across the street, and sometimes I'll just drive to that location. I'll see the rider on the curb and I'll just drive to them. A lot of passengers are understanding with this. They'll look at the app, they'll see that the address pinged wrong, they'll apologize for it, but I'll have a decent amount of riders that may send me a message and say, hey, I'm at this address, why are you at that address? Or when I arrive and pick them up, they'll say I was actually at this address, they had to walk to the location. All we drivers can go by is the pickup address. If that pickup address is incorrect, riders, you need to tell us about that. And drivers that know the app, you can look at that real-time location of the rider, but sometimes that location is off, it's not precise. Riders, you are given a description of our car, you know our license plate number, we don't know what you look like, we don't know your actual address if you don't put the correct information in the app, and then don't get upset with us when we don't have the correct information and we're at the wrong location. Alright, number 3 is when riders aren't anticipating their destination. We're getting close to your destination, you're still talking on the phone or you're working away on something and you're not even aware. Or if it's at night or something and I can't exactly see the address, it's nice to have some help from the passenger to say, oh, it's this house coming up. Like just this week, I arrived at a passenger's drop-off location. We sat there for a few seconds, they weren't doing anything. I finally had to turn around and tell them, we're here. And by anticipation, I mean have all of your stuff ready. Have everything ready so that when we get to your drop-off location, you can immediately exit my vehicle. Alright, number 4 is when I arrive at the airport, the passenger sees me, they see my vehicle, and they start pointing at me and want me to pick them up on the curb where they are. At our airport, we have protocol, we have 3 zones, we have A, B, and C, we have parking spaces where we pick passengers up so that we're not in the way of other drivers. And passengers need to realize that we can't just come to the curb to pick you up. We need to go to those designated spots, wait for you there, you walk to us, then we pick you up. And I'll see a lot of drivers doing this where they'll drive to the passenger, pick them up on the curb, and this impedes all the drivers behind them from going anywhere. So passengers need to wait and walk to the car where the car is parked, and also drivers don't pick up passengers where you're not supposed to. Alright, and the final annoying thing is when a passenger either adds a stop or they ask to make a stop. I have said for years that stops should go away altogether. Passengers don't respect our time, but especially Uber and Lyft. Once a request has been made, do not allow passengers to add an official stop in the app. And a lot of passengers will just ask me to make a stop, not officially add a stop in the app, and I will give them the excuse that my next ride is queued already, so I can't make that stop for them. Also, with upfront information now, when a stop is added to a ride before a request is made, we see that information. We can see if we want to accept that request or not and see that there's stops there. I don't like requests with stops. I never have, and I seldom, if ever, accept those requests anymore. Alright, so those are my 5 annoying things that passengers need to stop doing. I'm sure there are many things that I didn't include that I should have included. So if you all have any other reasons that don't include these 5 annoying things or the 5 1-star rating reasons that I gave, be sure to comment below and give those. And if any riders are watching, it's really simple. Just please be respectful of your driver's time and be situationally aware. If you've yet to download the Solo app to help you manage your rideshare business and earn more, our referral link is in the description. We also have a free newsletter, and the link to sign up for that is in the description as well. If you've yet to watch my previous video on my 2-month update on the guaranteed rates here in Minnesota, be sure to check that one out. Thanks again for watching and drive safe. Thanks.